Hey there, people. Sorry there was no new episode of the podcast this week. As you can probably tell, I'm vacationing. I'm down in Key West, Florida. I just got here today. Pretty nice. Flew into Fort Lauderdale this morning. Rented a Nissan Rogue and then drove the rest of the way down to the Keys. It was a nice little drive. Nissan Rogue, kind of a piece of shit. Gotta be honest with you. It's a real pooch. When you're used to driving a little factory built race car all over the place, then it's kind of hard to be satisfied by a big piece of shit like that thing. But, otherwise, very comfortable seats, I gotta say. I don't know that the drive, that 4 hour drive in my fucking Mazda Speed would have been nearly as comfortable as it was in the Rogue. But, would have been a lot more fun, I can promise you that. That Speed's a blast. So I'm down here with the whole family. I was gonna try to get one done before I left town. It just didn't work out. I had a lot of shit going on, getting everything ready for everybody. Getting the grass mowed, getting the gardening and all that shit straightened out, getting somebody lined up to come let out the animals and water all the plants and whatnot. So, show didn't happen this week. So what I'm going to do instead is just come through every night and give a few minute update as to what's been happening on the trip and shit. So, as I said, we left this morning, left Indianapolis, flew down to Fort Lauderdale. Brought the whole family. It was the youngest daughter's first time on a plane. She really liked it. We let her have the window seat. She was super stoked about all that, I can tell you what. I slept the whole time, luckily. I got sat next to some kid I've never met before. And unfortunately, he didn't talk to me. He just talked to the old lady on the other side who was sitting by the window. I was by the aisle. Lucked out there, let me tell you. So, anyway, we got into Fort Lauderdale this morning, about 10 o'clock, rented a car, drove down, stopped, ate at a place called Robbie's. And the oldest one fed some tarpon, lost her shit when I don't know, there was a pelican coming by, it freaked her out, man. It's kind of funny. Kids crack me up about that shit. So we stopped, ate lunch there, came down, finished driving the rest of the way down the Keys. Got here about a little after 4 this afternoon. Went to the grocery store to grab some breakfast items. We got a big day planned tomorrow. We're taking a bike tour and a food tour. So want to make sure we had some breakfast food here so we could grab something to eat real quick. And then we could get it going in the morning and have a good time. So hopefully everybody's in a good mood tomorrow. I've got a couple of teenage daughters, so you know how that goes. And me myself, I'm kind of a testy asshole from time to time too, believe it or not. But I did score a super sweet hat today to help keep the sun out of my eyes while I'm down here, so got that going. And I also scored this real nice cigar. It's made by Point Break right here in Key West. The guy told me that they actually make these down in the Dominican Republic. The long fills Dominican tobacco, and then they've got some of the other fillers, Pennsylvania tobacco, stuff like that. It's a nice medium-bodied cigar. I actually am enjoying it, gotta say. Enjoying that, and I've got a fucking IPA from the Maui Brewing Company. Here you go. It's the Big Swill from Maui. Big Swill. I don't mind if I do. Fucking delish. So that's what we've done today. It was our first day here, so nothing real great. Let's see, I had some fried seafood for lunch, and then for dinner went to this place around the corner called Mangoes. They made this amazing hogfish. The hogfish had a citrus and mango puree. Oh god, it was amazing. And the Brussels sprouts that they served with were delicious as well. So I was pretty pleased. A little expensive. Also had a Caribbean tea, which tasted like it didn't have any booze in it, but it definitely had alcohol in it. And it sure as hell should for an $11 drink. But I digress. So, some shit happened this week that I wouldn't want to address. I know on the show we've been trying to stay away from this political shit because I don't really want to talk about it. I don't care about the politics part personally. I've said it before. I think we're gonna improve the world by building stronger communities, and that starts with one-on-one relationships between you, your friends, your neighbors, and everybody in the neighborhood, whoever it is, you know. So, anyhow, one of my fave Twitter accounts, Pete Raymond, otherwise known as Mance Raider, that's how he started. I've been following him and listening to his podcast since he started. I think I caught on to him like episode 4 or something like that, and been following him and interacting with him ever since. He helped give me advice to get my show started as far as audio and shit like that goes. So big thanks to Mance. If you aren't listening to his show, check out Free Man Beyond the Wall. He's an anarchist. I'm pretty sure he would call himself an anarcho-capitalist. I used to consider myself the same, but I'm just an anarchist these days. Always a free marketer, but the capitalist lingo gets a lot of people up in arms. And I mean, let's be honest, people, it doesn't matter what kind of society you have, you're always going to have free markets because that's how people interact with each other. I've had this back and forth with people before. Even if you were able to figure out some way to move to a resource-based economy where people didn't need to work for money, or whatever, in order to live, to meet their basic needs, people are always going to want other shit, okay? People are going to want fucking cigars. People are going to want beer. They're going to want weed. People are going to want guns, ammo, weapons, whatever it is. There's always going to be needs outside of what you can satisfy with central planning. And that's why I've always been a big advocate of free markets. Always been against centralization because, well, to be fucking quite honest, I don't give a fuck what the other 320 odd million people living in the United States think about what I do with my personal life. So there it is. Anyhow, so free Man Beyond the Wall, Mance Raider, Pete Raymond, whatever. I pour one out to you, homie. His Twitter account got permanently suspended this week. Now, what might you ask would get a guy permanently suspended from Twitter? Well, let me tell you about his grave sin. He dared suggest to someone that we might deal with rapists in an anarchist society with death. I paused to take a hit of the cigar for a little bit of emphasis on that. What would you do with a rapist? You think we're going to rehabilitate them fucks? Maybe. Maybe death is too harsh. But I'll tell you what I'd be, if I had if I were part of a society, we didn't have a government, we ruled ourselves, and somebody was raping people, if we didn't kill them, which we probably would, to be fair. I mean, that's probably what would happen. Everybody would probably stay out of the victim's family's way and let them seek justice the way they want. But if the family didn't want to, what are you going to do with those people? What are you going to do with thieves? Not people who steal because they need something. Thieves. People who break into people's houses with no respect for their work, no respect for the time that they've spent for all of that. What are you going to do with those fucks? What are you going to fucking do with them? I'll tell you what you're going to do with them. You're going to fucking stick them out in the middle of the goddamn Amazon somewhere and let the animals have their fucking way with them. But you can't have a society with people like that. But in an anarchist society, I think we'd have a lot different. First off, we have, there's this thing I've been thinking about for a long time. We live in a society that's constantly pushing to try to get more and more things controlled by the government, okay? Now go into the neighborhoods where where a lot of people are using government assistance in those neighborhoods. You'll find a lot of broken families. You'll find a lot of friends that don't fucking talk to each other anymore. And you know why? Because when you know that everything's taken care of for you, you have a lot less of an incentive to be a decent person and to be a good neighbor and a good fucking friend, okay? This is by no means every fucking person that's on this type of shit, but I mean, as a society, we've just generally gotten to the point where less people will go over and talk to their neighbor about a problem. They'll just call the fucking cops on them. Or they'll go to the homeowners association instead of talking to your friend. Talking, even if he's not your fucking friend. If he lives right next to you or he lives across the street from you, go talk to the fucking guy. Why wouldn't you? So I don't know what the next step is. I know that we've got a lot of problems with Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, demonetizing videos, deplatforming people. I don't agree with most of the fucking people that have been deplatformed, but that's not the fucking point, dude. I don't agree with most fucking people anyways. The point is, if you're not threatening a specific person or a specific group of people, then who cares what you're saying? I don't fucking care. And if in Pete Raymond's instance, you're threatening rapist, is that really a group of people we want to defend? And now, you know, sometimes we gotta take hard lines. But I don't know, is it time for everybody to step away from social media? Let's have a conversation. Hit me up on the Twitter at Josh Rhines, at Josh_Rhines at Twitter. Hit me up at Everyone's Favorite Show at Instagram. Leave comments in the YouTube section. I probably won't check those as much. Better off going to the Facebook page, Everyone's Favorite Show. Go to YouTube, or go to Instagram, Everyone's Favorite Show, or go to Twitter at Josh_Rhines. Let's carry on the conversation. Let's figure out what the fuck we are going to do. Are we going to be scared? Are we going to censor ourselves out of fear that we'll be silenced by these fucks? Or are we going to try to find people that value communication and value peaceful society, value arguments? Arguing, yelling, screaming, insulting each other, it's all peaceful action. Okay? That's what keeps us from hurting each other. Don't fucking forget that, okay? So, I'm going to sign off for now. Just wanted to drop a few thoughts. Tomorrow, be some updates about the show, about the vacation and whatnot. Until then, why don't y'all be fucking cool? Thanks.